Listen, let me ask you something. Did anybody ever sit you down in school and explain how money actually works? Not how to find the area of a triangle, not how to memorize the periodic table, not how to figure out what year some king fought some other king over land nobody can pronounce. I'm talking about real-life money stuff. How to budget, how to use credit without getting eaten alive, how to buy a car without signing up for a financial ambush, how taxes work, how investing works, how to stop feeling like your paycheck disappears 5 minutes after it hits your account. Most of us were handed a diploma, tossed into the real world and told, good luck. And let me tell you something, friend. That's not a plan. That's a parachute made out of napkins. Hey, I'm Frank. And around here, we talk about money the way somebody should have talked to us when we were younger. Plain English. No fancy Wall Street talk, no shame, no lectures. Just simple lessons you can actually use. And today, we're going over the money skills school never taught you. Think of this as basic training for your wallet. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the core money skills that can help you stop drifting, start planning, and begin building a life with more options. Now, before we get into it, quick reminder. I'm not your financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment. But I am a man who believes that if you learn the rules of money, you can stop getting played by the game. So grab a cup of coffee, tighten your boots, and let's get to work. The first money skill school never taught you is simple. You need to know where your money is going. Sounds obvious, right? But simple doesn't always mean easy. Most people don't struggle with money because they're bad people. They don't struggle because they're lazy. They don't struggle because they're hopeless. A lot of people struggle because their money is moving around in the dark. A few dollars here, a subscription there, eating out, gas, random online orders, streaming services, a coffee on the way to work, a quick lunch because you forgot to pack food, another delivery fee because you were tired, another little purchase because it was only 15 bucks. Then payday comes, and before you know it, the money is gone. And you're sitting there looking at your bank account like somebody broke in. But nobody broke in. You just didn't have a guard posted at the gate. That's what a budget is. A budget is not a punishment. A budget is not some boring spreadsheet designed to make your life miserable. A budget is a mission plan. When I was in the military, we didn't just wake up and say, well, let's wander around and see what happens. No, you had a mission. You had supplies. You had a route. You had responsibilities. Everybody had a job. Your money needs the same treatment. Every dollar needs orders. Some dollars are assigned to rent. Some dollars are assigned to groceries. Some dollars are assigned to debt. Some dollars are assigned to savings. Some dollars are assigned to fun. And yes, you are still allowed to enjoy your life. The problem is not spending money. The problem is spending money without knowing what job that money was supposed to do. That's where people get into trouble. Because when your money doesn't have a job, somebody else will give it one. The restaurant will give it a job. The store will give it a job. The car dealership will give it a job. The credit card company will give it a job. The ad on your phone will give it a job. And by the time you realize what happened, your paycheck has already been shipped off to everybody else's mission. So here's a simple way to start. For the next 30 days, track every dollar you spend. Not forever, just 30 days. Write it down in a notebook. Use a budgeting app. Use your bank statement. Use a spreadsheet. I don't care if you carve it into a tree. Just track it. Because awareness comes before improvement. You can't fix a leak you refuse to look at. And a lot of folks are trying to build wealth while their money is leaking out the bottom of the boat. So your first assignment is this. Find out where your money is going. No judgment, no shame. Just facts. Because facts are your friends when you're trying to change your life. The second money skill school probably didn't teach you is pay yourself first. Now, when most people get paid, they pay everybody else first. The landlord gets paid. The phone company gets paid. The electric company gets paid. The credit card company gets paid. The grocery store gets paid. The gas station gets paid. The streaming services get paid. Everybody gets a piece. Then at the end, you look at what's left and say, I'll save whatever remains. And what usually remains? About $12 in a sad sandwich. That's why saving what's left does not work for most people, because money without a job tends to disappear. Paying yourself first means you treat your future like it matters. Before the money gets spent on wants, before it gets lost in random purchases, before it vanishes into the fog, you move some of it into savings. Even if it's small, $20, $50, $100. The amount matters less in the beginning than the habit, because the habit is what builds the muscle. And money habits are like physical fitness. You don't get strong by doing one giant workout once a year. You get strong by showing up over and over. Same thing with money. You don't become financially stable because one magical check shows up. You become financially stable by consistently keeping part of what you earn. A lot of people say, Frank, I'll start saving when I make more money. And I understand that. Some folks really are stretched thin. But here's the hard truth. If you don't build the habit when the numbers are small, more money may not fix the problem. Because if every dollar gets spent at $3,000 a month, every dollar might still get spent at $5,000 a month. That's called lifestyle creep. And lifestyle creep is sneaky. You get a raise, and suddenly your old car isn't good enough. Your old apartment isn't good enough. Your old phone isn't good enough. Your old clothes aren't good enough. And before you know it, your income went up, but your stress stayed the same. So paying yourself first is how you break that cycle. Set up an automatic transfer if you can. Payday comes in. A portion moves to savings automatically. You don't debate it. You don't negotiate with it. You don't ask your feelings for permission. It just happens. That's how you make saving boring. And boring is good. Boring is dependable. Boring is how you win with money. The third skill school should have taught everybody is build an emergency fund. Now listen carefully. An emergency fund is not vacation money. It is not new TV money. It is not my friends invited me to Vegas and I deserve this money. An emergency fund is your financial foxhole. It protects you when life starts throwing punches. Car breaks down. Medical bill shows up. Job hours get cut. Water heater quits. Family emergency happens. The dog eats something it absolutely should not have eaten. Life does not ask permission before it gets expensive. And when you don't have an emergency fund, every surprise becomes a crisis. That's when people start reaching for credit cards, payday loans, personal loans, or borrowing money from relatives they already feel awkward around. An emergency fund gives you breathing room. It turns a disaster into an inconvenience. And that matters. Because money stress doesn't just affect your bank account. It affects your sleep, your relationships, your patience, your health, your confidence. When you have even a small cushion, you walk differently. You breathe differently. You stop feeling like one flat tire could knock your whole life off course. Now, how much should you have? A good beginner goal is $1,000. That's your starter emergency fund. Not perfect, not complete, but enough to create a little distance between you and chaos. After that, a stronger goal is 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Not 3 to 6 months of luxury living, essential expenses. Housing, food, utilities, transportation, insurance, basic necessities. If your life costs $3,000 a month to keep running, then 3 months would be $9,000. 6 months would be $18,000. Now don't let those numbers scare you. You don't build it overnight. You build it one deposit at a time. $25, $50, $100, tax refund, overtime check, side hustle money. Sell some stuff you don't use. The goal is not speed. The goal is direction. And remember this, an emergency fund is not there to make you rich. It's there to keep you from getting knocked backward. Sometimes the best financial move is not a move that makes you money. Sometimes the best financial move is a move that keeps you from losing ground. The fourth money skill school did not teach well enough is debt is a tool, but it can also be a trap. And if you don't understand it, debt will understand you. Now, not all debt is the same. Some debt may help you build something. A reasonable mortgage can help you buy a home. A responsible student loan may help someone increase their earning power. A business loan might help build a company. But then there's the kind of debt that quietly chains you to your past decisions. Credit card debt, high-interest personal loans, payday loans, car loans that are way too big for your income. Buy now, pay later plans stacked on top of each other like a financial Jenga tower. That kind of debt is dangerous because it lets you enjoy something today while sending the bill to your future self. And your future self eventually gets tired. Let's talk about credit cards for a second. Credit cards are not free money. They are not extra income. They are a payment tool. And if you pay them off every month, they can be useful. They can help build credit. They can offer protection. They can give rewards. But if you carry a balance, that little plastic card can become one of the most expensive loans in your life because credit card interest can be brutal. You buy something for $500. You make minimum payments. You carry the balance. Months go by. And that $500 purchase turns into $650, $800, maybe more. That's not convenience. That's getting taxed for impatience. Now, I'm not saying that to shame anybody. A lot of people get into debt because life happened. Medical bills, job loss, divorce, helping family, trying to survive. I get it. But at some point, we have to stop and say, what is this debt costing me? Not just in dollars, in freedom, in sleep, in options, in peace. A simple debt plan starts with listing everything you owe, the balance, the interest rate, the minimum payment. Then you pick a strategy. One popular method is the debt snowball. You pay minimums on everything, then attack the smallest balance first. Once that's gone, you roll that payment into the next smallest debt. It builds momentum. Another method is the debt avalanche. You pay minimums on everything, then attack the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, that can save you the most money. Which one is better? The one you'll actually stick with. Because the best plan on paper is worthless if you quit after 3 weeks. Debt is not just math. It's behavior, it's emotion, it's discipline. And once you understand that, you can start taking back control. The fifth money skill is understanding credit. Now, your credit score is not a measure of your worth as a human being. Let's get that straight. You are not a better person because you have an 800 credit score. And you are not a failure because your score is low. A credit score is simply a number lenders use to guess how risky it is to lend you money. That's it. But even though it does not define you, it can affect your life. It can affect whether you get approved for an apartment, what interest rate you get on a car loan, what mortgage rate you qualify for. Sometimes even insurance rates or certain job-related checks, depending on the situation. So yes, credit matters. And school should have explained it better. Here are the basics. Your score is heavily influenced by whether you pay on time. So pay your bills on time, every time. Even one missed payment can hurt. Next is how much of your available credit you're using. That's called credit utilization. If you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit and you owe $900, that looks risky, even if you make payments.
A lower balance compared to your limit usually looks better. Length of credit history matters too. The longer you've responsibly managed credit, the better. New credit applications matter. If you apply for a bunch of credit cards at once, lenders may see that as risky. And your credit mix can matter a little too. That just means different types of credit, like installment loans and revolving credit. But don't overcomplicate it. For most people, the foundation is simple. Pay on time. Keep balances low. Don't borrow money just to look fancy. And check your credit report. Because mistakes happen. Accounts can be reported wrong. Fraud can happen. Old debts can show up incorrectly. You need to know what's on your report. Think of credit like your financial reputation with lenders. You don't worship it. You don't fear it. You manage it.
So let's bring this home. If school never taught you money, here's Frank's simple checklist. Number 1, track your spending. You need to know where the money is going. Number 2, build a basic budget. Every dollar needs a job. Number 3, pay yourself first. Save before the world gets its hands on your paycheck. Number 4, build an emergency fund. Start with $1,000, then work toward 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Number 5, understand your debt. Know what you owe, what it costs, and how you're going to attack it. Number 6, manage your credit. Pay on time, keep balances low, and don't borrow just to impress people. Now, I know that might still sound like a lot, but you don't have to fix everything today. You just have to start. That's it. Start with tracking your money. Start with giving every dollar a job. Start with saving $25. Start with writing down your debts. Start with checking your credit. Small steps count. And I want you to remember this. You are not behind beyond repair. You are not too late. You are not too broke to learn. You are not too old to improve. You are not too young to start. You are not disqualified because you made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. The question is whether we learn from them or keep saluting the same bad orders. And around here, we learn, we adjust, we move forward. So if nobody ever taught you how money works, don't beat yourself up. Most people weren't taught either. But once you know better, you can start doing better. And that's the mission. Not perfection, progress. If this video helped you, do me a favor. Hit the like button so more people can find it. Subscribe to the channel for more simple money lessons. And drop a comment below with this. What's one money skill you wish school had taught you? Budgeting? Credit? Debt? Emergency funds? Saving money? Getting out of the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle? I read those comments, and they help shape future videos. And remember, money doesn't have to be confusing. You don't need to be rich to start. You don't need to know everything. You just need to take the next right step. This is Frank. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. Now go give your dollars some marching orders, and I'll see you in the next one.